She sat down and just said the realest thing I needed to hear. She went, you and your brother ran a gang. You and your brother shot people and did other things. This is the outcome. Now you can't sit here and moan. Yeah, you can be upset, but you can't sit here and moan because this is what he's created. And them words cut like a knife. I remember going to my cell angry, thinking you cheeky so-and-so, but when I sat down I just thought, she's right. You ran a gang, you ruined all these young kids' lives, got them to sell drugs for you, got them into the gang, saying gang, they all got tattoos, RCG, and you've ruined all their lives. They could have been bus drivers, they could have been doctors, could have been anything, but we turned them into gangsters, even my own little brothers.
Where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
I grew up in South Manchester, Rusholme. My childhood was traumatic, but it was fun at the same time because I had an older brother who's 2 years older than me called Gary, who's my best friend. So what went on in the house, he would make up for it. It was more community. You had Winslow Road, had all the Asians who knew us because it was our community. Could leave your door open. In the summer times with all the parents and all us would be out just talking, playing music. It felt safe as a young kid because you had family, you had friends, and you knew the whole community. So yeah, it was a nice place to grow up. As a kid, I'd say I was funny, cheeky. I was always told I'd answer back. My relationship with my older brother Gary was my best friend, my dad, my soulmate, my brother. He was only 2 years older, so we slept in the same room, went to the same school, used to stay up late at night and watch Prisoner Cell Block H and get beat for it, but it was worth it. 2 other brothers, JJ and Kyle, close with them. More Gary, and then Kyle, and then JJ.
What was your beliefs as a young person?
As a young kid, I don't know, I was always questioning things, so I would look at the sky and say, is that blue? How do I know it's blue? Just because people have told me. I was always interested in heaven and hell and God, and if Satan's really got horns. You know, I wasn't your typical kid thinking about, oh, I want to go and build a den. I was always just questioning things.
When did you first get involved in gangs?
I would say at the age of 12 when I started selling weed, cannabis. That quickly turned to selling heroin and crack cocaine. In my teens, I'd get up in the morning, brush my teeth, have a shower, throw your pair of clothes on like tracksuit bottoms and say a white top. Then I'd have black jeans, black top, black coat over it, a balaclava, a bulletproof vest. Grab either the 9mm or the 45 or the 44 revolver. Jump on a mountain bike. Me and Gary patrol Rusholme with guns out, riding no-handed. So if we see anyone, we can just start shooting. If you don't see no one, you go back to the Grove where it was called, smoking weed, and some of the other gang members come, you're playing football with the wheelie bins out, music in the car, you know, girls are coming and going, other gang members coming through. And then evening time, jump in the car, try and look for someone to try and shoot or kill. You didn't see anyone, you go and get a bottle of Hennessy or some Alizé or Bacardi Breeze or get some weed and just have a smoke and chill.
How did gang culture work back then?
Gang culture worked is, from what I seen, it was just people that grew up in a Pacific area. You all went to the same school, you all became friends. My mum's borrowed milk off your mum. You know, your mum gave us a lift to school. It was like a family. So when one of my friends came back, well, was that a friend? One of the oldest from Rusholme came back, and he'd been shot in his leg by a certain gang in Manchester, Marseille. We went to the hospital. You wanted to hurt that person because this older person was, you know, your elder, as we got lied to. So then you go get a gun and want to go back and retaliate, and then it's back and forth. But then it seemed like there was loyalty because there was a code of no snitching. You would help each other out. So it was perceived like a family, but it weren't.
Did you have any hobbies outside of being in gang life?
The hobbies I had outside of gang life was basketball. I loved it. It was one of the best in England. Between the ages of 13 and say 16, I had a scholarship ready to go to America. By the time I was turning 16, I put everything into basketball. I'd go to school, say 45 minutes before the bell rang. I'd go to the basketball court after school. I'd watch NBA on Sunday mornings on Channel 4. I'd go to the basketball court and practice it. Like, I put that before gang being a gangster or whatever you want to call it.
When did you and your brother get involved in shootings?
First time I shot after someone, I was 14, between 14 and 15. Going to lick a shot, some guy was on the estate, it was dark. I've said, who's that? He turned and ran. I had a 38 revolver as a shot, all 6 bullets, didn't hit him. And then 15, I shot someone in the leg. It went through his knee, missed his knee, went through his pants. I ran at him, put it to his chest, clicked it. About 3 times it clicked. It was a Deuce Dillinger. There was only 1 bullet in it. And I always say, thank God I never shot him, because I probably would have killed him close range to his chest.
What happened when you were shot, and how was your relationship with the authorities?
They laughed when I got shot. I went to go and do a ride out, that means ride out to go look for other people to shoot. Brought one of my younger brothers and a 16-year-old, ended up getting in a shootout. Brother defended me because I gave him my gun. Then I got shot with a machine gun through both legs, my penis, my right testicle, and it's in my right leg. Then we got involved in another shooting as I was going to the hospital. And then I woke up in hospital handcuffed, hearing that they locked up my older brother, which I wasn't even bothered about myself. I was more bothered about why have you locked Gary up and when's he coming out. When mum would beat me, he'd put his arm around me, make me feel better. When dad was a waste man, he wouldn't give me no money. By the time, like say when I was 10, Gary was 12 already selling drugs. So he'd get me a pair of trainers, he'd make sure I had stuff for basketball, he'd help out mum with the phone bill, he'd help out, you know, buying food. Like Gary took it upon himself at an early age to be the man of the house because obviously we never had one. But no matter what I was going on, like whether I had beef with older gang members, Gary would always be there. He'd give me advice about you don't hit women, you look after the vulnerable, which are kids, women, old people. He taught me about God, taught me how to pray, brought me to church. You know, taught me that church ain't necessarily getting you to God, but it's a starting point and you have to go on an inward journey to find God. Everything I know how to be a man, and as a dad, Gary taught me all my morals and all my ethics in life. Gary was like the left hand side of me, like we were just yin and yang. We was always together, always together.
What was prison like?
The first time, the first day you walk in, it is scary. 16-year-old kid, skinny. Yeah, I could fight. But now you're walking in and you got people on the landing looking over who will look like they're on steroids, you know. Some have got tattoos, some of them look mean. And it's boring. Most of the time it's just boring. Then after you get into it, it's just boring. It's not scared. Obviously it's a new environment, but it's boring. You've got to share a cell with somebody. You poo in the same cell. You sleep in the same cell. You eat your food in the same cell in some jails. The thing that got me is the shower. When I first went at 16, you're showering with 15 other young men, and some people are walking in naked. Like, I don't like to see men's privates. No, I like women. But then it dawned on me like, wow, you're in here at least for 7.5 months. And, you know, night time, I was used to be smoking a spliff, chilling with my boys, going to see my girlfriend. In jail, you're not doing that now. You know, it's everything stripped away from you, all your choices. The food's disgusting, the officers don't care. And you really see, like, depends which jail you go and what time, but some jails you will see brutality. People getting hot sugar and water through in the face mixed with jam. People with snooker balls and socks getting hit over the head, and when you hear that skull crack, it's not a nice sound. People have committed suicide. People shitting up the cell so they have the poo on the hands and smear it all over the body and the wall. Like, jail it's not the place anyone wants to be if you're inspired to be somebody. Hatfield open prison. I just came back from a home leave, and another inmate come running up to me and said, have you heard what happened last night? And I was like, nah, why, what's happened? And he's gone, 2 of your brothers have been stabbed. And I'm like, nah, we shoot first. Like, nah, it's not happened. He's gone, yeah, as 2 of them's been stabbed, 1 of them's dead. So then I've got on the phone to my mum, and I was just talking like, mum, what's going on? She's like, nothing, I'm with your brother. So I was like, okay. Then I had this little feeling in my stomach, and I just went, mum, what have I just heard about my brother? I only found out a year later, but my mum, at that point, my mum didn't want to tell me because at open jail, it's easy to abscond, make a phone call, jump over the little hedge and get off. So she just went, and never forget hearing my mum go, Gary's dead. I said, you what? She said, yeah, your brother's been stabbed last night. He's passed away, and your other brother's in a coma. He's been stabbed. Hearing that, I can't even... Anyone who's lost someone knows if you lost someone, what Gary meant to me, like, you're that close. My world felt like someone was just stabbing me in my heart. Thinking about my brother, he's gonna come out the coma, and then after the days went by, probably they moved me out of that prison, probably 2-3 days, all I kept thinking about is like, God, why? And I'm thinking about, you know, getting revenge, killing anyone I didn't like ready to throw your life away. But then after I buried him and I got back to this open jail, Jane Carr, who's like my second mum, she sat down and just said the realest thing I needed to hear. She went, you and your brother ran a gang. You and your brother shot people and did other things. This is the outcome. Now you can't sit here and moan. Yeah, you can be upset, but you can't sit here and moan because this is what he's created. And them words cut like a knife. I remember going to my cell, angry, thinking, you cheeky so-and-so. But when I sat down, I just thought, she's right. You ran a gang, you ruined all these young kids' lives to sell drugs for you, got them into the gang, saying gang, they all got tattoos, RCG, and you've ruined all their lives. They could have been bus drivers, they could have been doctors, it could have been anything, but we turned them into gangsters. Even my own little brothers, you know, one's been stabbed twice. They've all spent nearly 10 years or over 10 years in prison. My other brother Nathan Walters, God rest his soul, He did 10 years in prison after doing most of his life in prison, and he got, I think it was pancreas cancer, and he passed away in jail, didn't even get out. And then seeing him in the hospital bed, you know, he was bigger than me, and he was a gym guy. Seeing him all like skinny and weak, like you just sit and think, wow, you could have had so much with your life, but you know, you followed us, and we, you know, brother wasn't grooming him because he was like a brother who lived next door, but we could have turned you somewhere else instead of you trying to turn you into people like we were.
Is that when you decided to change your life around?
Yeah, when I seen Gary in the coffin, and then I came back the next morning. Then I phoned my mum, and my mum just went, "Morning, mum. Sorry, I can't come to the funeral." She's like, "Your brothers wouldn't come." And out of her, she had 4 sons. Gary's dead. The 3 of us are in jail. She thought I was going to be allowed to the funeral, like to help her and comfort her, because I was in an open prison. And when I said, "Oh, they won't let me come," she went, "Oh, they won't let your brothers come." And then she went, "I've got to go now, son." Just brought Gary's body to me, and I heard my mum for the first time in my life go and start crying. But she put the phone down. I remember feeling lowered, and I don't know, I just felt like a letdown, thinking the one day my mum needs me to help her through this day, none of us can be there. I'm the next oldest, I can't be there. And that's when I slammed my cell door, like broke down through like my soul. I just said, "God, please forgive me. Like, please accept my soul. Anything you want me to do, and if you want me to go through, I will go through. But I did it my way, now let me try your way." So yeah, that's when I decided to change my life.
How does it feel looking back at your life and your upbringing?
Sometimes I look and think it's a bit like a movie, and I think it's a bit like GTA, because we were really getting up in the morning, smoking weed and going to try and kill people, getting into shootouts, shooting people, running through people's houses, kidnapping people. Obviously people come to shoot us. Police raiding my mum's house. Like, if they came on Monday, I promise you they would come back on a Wednesday, come back on the Saturday. So at least 3 times a week they were raiding it. When I look back, it looks like a movie, the best way to explain it, but I'm so glad that it's one of them movies where I got a second chance. So I have my own company I created in 2016 called One Message, and I work with like social workers, GMP, the Met policing. I've with police force around the country, social workers, schools, and it's about shedding awareness about grooming, knife crimes. I do one-to-one mentors, do assemblies. I do my own stuff in parks where I get like 20 kids and we feed them, we play sports, train British Transport Police. I've trained police officers, social workers, teachers. But what I love most is working with the young people from primary school, year 5, up until say 21-year-olds, seeing the change, seeing them ask questions, the curiosity, and seeing that you're steering them in the right way, not the wrong way now, but in the right way. So, and it's not even being a mentor, I call it being just someone there that cares about them. So when after the sessions, with the school's permission, and it's my policy, they can add me on like any of the platforms they want that's monitored, and they can, so outside of school they can ask questions, because some of them are, you know, they haven't got many people that care, so they can just ask me a question and they're like, just need to vent. I'm always there 24/7. One Message doesn't close for these young people.
Do you miss anything about that lifestyle?
Nah, because I know I say to every young person watching this, the elders talk crap. Look at the person that's giving you advice. Still on the streets, still wearing kid clothes, still got a man bag at the age of 30, 35, 40. I don't miss none of that life. PTSD, it's stress. They make it look like you make money. Not everyone makes money, let's just be honest. Not everyone makes money. Then you've got anxiety, depression, because you've got to smoke weed to deal with people coming to try and stab you or try and shoot you. Police trying to give you time in jail for things you've done or might not have done. You don't know if the women that you're with want you for the money and the lifestyle that you've got. Yeah, I don't miss not a one thing of it. If I did, when I got out, I was a gang leader. I could have went right back to it, but I'm so happy I'm a legal, successful business owner. Life is better on the legal side. That the young people learn from things like this, what you're doing, and people like me, that I got a shot in both legs, my penis, my testicle, lost 2 brothers, other brothers been stabbed twice, family members have passed away, like my sister, God rest her soul, my auntie, my uncles. When you look at it, you get one life, there's no rerun. So try and be a nice person, try and be that person you always want to be legal, get your education, go on holidays. Life's bigger than your block or your postcode. If you've got a good parent, respect that person, talk to somebody. If you need mental health, go gym, go for walks, like reach out, it's all right to get help. I'm a coach of under 11 girls. My daughter Anaya is a goalkeeper. She plays for Moston Tigers, just won our first tournament. Like, life is so good on the legal side. I'm making way more money than I did as a drug dealer. You know, I've got friends that just normal friends. The women that I had back then, none of them lasted, because they all like the lifestyle, they like the money that it brought. I've got a nice missus now. She's a scouser. Stacey Cullen, she's over there. She supports me, gets on with my family. And I just want people to find God and just be a good person. Let's help each other. There's none of this, oh, we can't turn it around. We can always turn it around. It's just about accepting help, being strong, having accountability, and just being honest with yourself. Yeah, just be a nice person, and you can have the life I've got is way better than I ever thought. I thought being legal, you know, I'm gonna struggle, but it's about how hard you want to push yourself. If you want to upskill, you might have to go all night college, you might have to do your GCSEs again, you might have to cut off all your friends, you might have to move area, but ain't that worth it for the long run when you're actually happy